Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I've been offering you guys a series of classes based on the Chinese meridians with these Blissful Flow series. However, I'm going to divert away from that today. I am feeling called to dedicate this practice to Half Moon Yoga. Half Moon Yoga, the studio, it was actually one of the first studios to exist in Nashville, especially south of Nashville, for quite a long time. Donna Coggeshall had the studio before I took it over at the end of 2008. And I just want to dedicate this to every person that has had their hand in Half Moon, whether it's been the previous owner, whether it's any staff member that we've had over the course of the years. Every student that we've had that's walked through the door, whether they stuck with us or went elsewhere or moved away, Half Moon has been my livelihood. Half Moon has been my home. Half Moon is my family. And so I want to build us up to the Half Moon pose today. And this is dedicated to all of you. When I decided to teach yoga, one of the first things that I had in mind that I wanted to do teaching yoga was to first help people to heal. Because healing has been such a big part of my journey with yoga. Whether it was at a physical level, a psychological level, emotional level, or spiritual level. It's helped me with all of them. And that's been my intention behind everything that we have designed, everything that we have created for our people here. So I want you to realize that we talk about in yoga, like this is the story of our lives. And at Half Moon, we often share stories and give examples and how we can implement yogic philosophy and how to live yoga so that we're not just practicing postures on the mat, we're actually taking these lessons and applying them off the mat. So I know that I've mentioned many times, and I know that other teachers probably have too, that we're all co-creators in this life. And we have free will so that we can make choice. We also have certain things that are kind of destined for us. And some of those things we don't even realize or couldn't even imagine. And we sometimes have to step through a door just with faith, not knowing what's going to be on the other side. So that's another intention and theme for the practice today. I believe storytelling is something that we need to do more of, because when we share our stories with others, it allows us not only to open up our hearts to share, but hopefully their heart is open enough to receive, and hopefully their heart is open enough to be pricked a little bit, or maybe to reflect on their own life, and then you can share experiences, and you can share love and compassion and empathy and sympathy and all the good things with one another. So through this pandemic, I've been in contact with a lot of studio owners, whether it's Franklin or Nashville or even Denver and in North Carolina. And I'm seeing a recurring theme, right? None of us got funded from the government. Our businesses were not valued. It's been kind of an insult because we feed and nurture everybody's bodies, minds, hearts, and souls. We help boost people's immunity and keep them healthy and in every way. So basically, I'm hearing a lot of studio owners talk about, they don't know how this chapter is going to end. And there's a lot of unknown to that. But what I want to remind each and every one of us, because we're all facing our own issues and stuff right now, and the unknown and the uncertainty, is we are still the co-creators of our lives. And we are still the authors of our lives. And even if one chapter ends, we have the chance to continue to rewrite the story. In fact, we can rewrite the story every day, every year, if we want to go that far. So just be a little contemplative about that as we go through the practice, because I think this is something we're all facing whether it's personally or professionally or nationally. And you can apply it to different levels and in different situations. So remember, we are co-creators and we are the authors and the writers of our stories, and it can be rewritten. And just like every year is a chance for us to create resolutions or some sort of positive intentions for ourselves, or goals or dreams or hopes or desires, you know, we don't have to wait for the new year for that to happen. So let's just immerse ourselves into the practice. Let's move and let's breathe and let's meditate together and see if we can free ourselves up so that we know that, you know, we have a chance to rewrite our stories. Let's begin. Come to a comfortable seat. I'm going to sit in the hero pose, but you can sit in another. Let your shoulders roll back and let your head lift up like a peak of a mountain, rising up towards the beautiful blue sky. And as you close your eyes, send your drishti towards that place at the center of the forehead, and maybe even picturing that beautiful sky blue. If any thoughts kind of roll through the mind, you can picture them being like a cloud. Trying not to attach so that the cloud or thought passes by. And you can go back into the clearing, into the void, into that sacred space in which all creativity arises from. Take a moment to explore your body, even as you're sitting in stillness. Notice if you feel grounded or if you're still kind of swimming around in your head. Either way, take a moment to take the reins of your breath, breathing in, endowed with depth and control. Noticing how you expand on the in-breath and how you can center on your out-breath. How things open up on the inhale and how everything settles back down and in on the exhale. Continue to focus on your pranayama. Prana means energy, life force. Chi, yama means control. So we're developing energy control through breath management. Notice the difference already. And then continue to commit yourself to keeping and maintaining this relationship and control over the breath as we explore the body. Place your hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position at your heart, and humbly bow your head. Set your own intention for the practice. Maybe even dedicating this practice to yourself or another that needs some healing. Reminding yourself to be here now, completely present in mind and body. For that's really the only time we're ever promised. For yesterday has come and gone. Tomorrow has yet to come. Be here now. It's only in the now that we can begin to rewrite our story. It's only in the now that we can begin a new chapter. And it's only in the now that we can step through the door of uncertainty and what is unknown. but with faith and trust being held within. Now gently begin to flutter the eyes open, and then once you do so, as you inhale, lift up to a standing Vajrasana. From a standing Vajrasana, you're on your shins, separate your feet, point the toes straight back behind you, let the arms kind of frame your face, and roll the pinkies in. And on your next exhalation, you're going to take the hands behind the back, you're going to grip a hold of your right wrist, and you're going to lower down towards the right cheek. Inhale, we're just warming up. We're rising back up to standing Vajrasana. You can also join the hands together, leaning the head back to diamond. And as you exhale, take that arms behind the back, clip a hold of your left wrist and lower down to the left cheek and temple. And then continue to alternate sides back and forth. Inhale to standing Vajrasana or diamond. And then exhale, take it forward and down like a child's pose, but hands tied behind the back. Inhale, rising. Exhale, closing in. Again. Last one. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center, and you're slowly sitting back down towards your heels. And then inhale, rising all the way up to the top. And then exhale, slowly sitting back down. Gonna do 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Once you lower back down to your seat, float the hands right over the crown of the head, a version of Parvattanasana, the seated mountain pose. Take a deep inhale in, zip up through your midriff, create that little concave area at the base of your ribs, trap that prana at the heart, exhale, let it go. Again, inhale. Activate that Uddiyana Bandha in the belly. And then release. Last one. Hold at the top of the in-breath unless you're pregnant or have high blood pressure, and release. Inhale, coming all the way back up to the top, and exhale, you're gonna come down towards tabletop position. And when you arrive to tabletop position, I want you to settle your wrist right below your shoulders. Separate your feet so that the shins and the feet are parallel. Press down to the top portions of the feet and the bottom half of the shins to take a little weight off the knees. Make sure you've got some space in the spine, and as you anchor down through the hands and the feet, notice how your belly will pick up. Your belly will hug in. In other words, you don't want to sag the belly and you don't want to melt into the shoulder blades. So really plug down into the floor and then plug the abdomen in and out. From here, let's go ahead and take the right leg back. When you take the right leg back, curl the toes under, and then eventually pick the heel off the floor, maintaining that dorsiflexion. Make sure the belly's hugging in, and allow that right shoulder to kind of roll open as you anchor through the left shin and lengthen through the left arm. So you're balancing on alternate limbs. For better balance, you can gaze straight down at your mat. For more of a challenge, you can gaze forward and out. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, reset tabletop position. On your next inhale, extend your left leg back, curl the toes under, keep the head up, breathe. We're not pushing back away from the hands right now. We're just setting up to float the heel in the air, toes pointed down towards the floor. Anchor through the right shin, the left hand, roll open through the left shoulder, and when you're ready, extend the right arm. Reach and radiate out through the fingertips. Pausing here and affirming. Energetic movements or unmoving peace. The choice is mine alone. One more breath. Notice how we're all kind of reassessing during this pandemic the value of our time and being present each day. Exhale, lower, back down to tabletop position. From here, curl your toes under, launch into your first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. When you carry the hips up and back, press into the palms of the hands, separate out through the fingertips, shine up through the sits bones, roll your thighs back. And if you're attempting to keep the legs straight, but you feel your tailbone tuck and you're rounding a little bit through the shoulders, then put a bend in the knees, straighten out through your arms, and create a nice long line through your vertebrae. So it'll be best to be here with knees bent versus here with legs straight. All right, when you're ready, let's go ahead and walk the feet towards the top of the mat. When the feet walk up towards the top of the mat, go ahead and bow forward and down. Let go in your arms, let go in your neck. Take a full deep breath in and out. Affirming here, nothing and no one on this earth can hold me down or back. Not even those past experiences in the story of our lives. Now push down through the soles of the feet. Sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. When you come to Urdhva Hastasana, I'm just going to turn so that you can see the back body. We're going to lengthen the right arm to the right side. Both palms are facing forward. We're going to ground down through the right foot, and we're going into 4-point star. So it's a balancing pose. You're lifting your left heel, dorsiflexion through that ankle, spreading through the toes, pushing out through the ball of the foot, taking the limbs in almost 4 different types of direction. Breathe, set your drishti. And then on your next exhale, gently descend the left foot down, as well as the arms. When you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms to your sides and up, Urdhva Hastasana. Then turn the palms to face in front of you and bring the left arm down shoulder height. When you're ready, lower down through the left foot, pick up your right, 4-point star, hold, and breathe. When you're ready, lower the right foot down, as well as the arms. Bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the heart. Suction up through the legs, bring that electricity up. Lift up through the crown of the head, chin parallel to the floor. When you're ready, inhale, explode open here, and then exhale, dive down. When you come down into your Uttanasana, inhale, you're going to come halfway up, lengthen out through the spine. And as you exhale, you're going to step it back to plank, lower down to chaturanga. As you inhale, descend your knees, open your throat, lift your pelvis off the floor, and exhale, roll back over the feet, downward facing dog. When you arrive to Adho Mukha Svanasana, we're just going to do a couple of these. Inhale, bring the feet to the top of the mat, lift and open the heart center. Exhale, bow out. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Exhale, come back in. Uttanasana. From your Uttanasana, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower the palms, stepping to plank. Immediately sink, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, land the knees, open up to Urdhva Mukha. Exhale to Adho Mukha. Pause and hold here for a moment. No need to rush. No need to rush the movement or the breath. Inhale, bring the feet to the top of the mat and lift through the chest. Exhale, let go. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, dive right back in, Uttanasana. This is the third sunset. Inhale, create some space between the two halves of the body. Exhale, step it back, lower it down, chaturanga. Bring in that upper body strength. Inhale, bring in some flexibility to the upper body. And exhale, bring in the blend. Downward facing dog. Hold and breathe. Next inhale, bring the feet to the top of the mat, however you want to arrive. Exhale, let go. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands return to prayer position at the heart. Ever so briefly close the eyes. Slowing the breath in the heart. Affirming as you do so. Salutations to the sun, to the awakening light within us all, and to the dawning of a higher state of consciousness in all beings. On your next inhale, gently crack the eyelids open. Sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. Exhale, begin to lower down into your Uttanasana. From your Uttanasana, inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, take it to plank and down to the knees. Tabletop position. From tabletop position, you're going to step your right leg back. You're going to shift the left shin off the mat. You're going to open up by rotating your whole body to the right. You're still stationed down through your left hand, left shin. Your right leg picks up, and you can keep it at the level of your hip, but really press out through the heel and through the mound of the big toe. Take the right arm, shine it up overhead. You can have a pause here. You can set the foot down if need be. But if you want a little bit more of a challenge, we're going to take a hold of the right heel behind the back. Try not to sink the ear down towards the shoulder. Keep the head afloat. Now you can either just kind of squeeze lightly the heel in towards the glutes, or you have an opportunity to push the foot into the hand, to lean the head back, and to open the throat to create like a half bow. One more deep breath. I love the Iyengar quote, the body is the bow, the asanas are the arrows, and the target is to hit the soul. When you're ready, gently return back to tabletop position, aligning your shins and your hands. Make sure your belly's plugging in when you're ready. You're gonna take the left foot back, shift the right shin off the mat a bit, and when you're ready, pick up the left hand, left foot, and take it into this variation of side plank. Now you could also look at this as a variation or a modification for half moon, the pose that we're building up to today. In honor and dedication for everyone connected or has been connected to this community. And that includes you, the viewer. When you're ready, if you want the challenge, you can take a hold of the foot. If you want the back bend, press the foot into the hand. That will naturally draw the shoulder back and lean the head back. Create that half bow. The body's the bow, the asana is the arrows, the target is the soul. When you're ready, gently unwind from that, releasing both feet back to the floor. From here, we're going to curl the toes under. We're going to launch into Adho Mukha Svanasana. And from Adho Mukha Svanasana, I would like you to lift your right leg skyward. Now, at first, just keep the hips square. So the right hip slightly turns down. The heel pushes up and back. And then when you're ready, scissor the leg a little higher, pointing through the toes. Bend the top leg or roll open through your belly to the right. Downward scorpion. And then come through to cheetah, squeezing in through the core, nose towards the knee. Inhale back to Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then start to scissor and split the legs more. Exhale, take downward scorpion, continue to hold and breathe. On your next out breath, you're gonna come to cheetah pose, contracting the core, shoulders rock over the hands. Last one, inhale. On your next in breath, scissor. Out breath, bend the knee. Take downward scorpion. Continue to hold and breathe. After your next inhale, exhale, come to cheetah. When you're ready, step back. Downward facing dog. If you need to take weight off your wrist, drop to your knees. Flip the hands open. Take child's a moment. If not, maintain down dog. Continue to focus on pranayama. Breath control for energy control. Inhale. Extend to child's if you're down on the knees. Return to Adho Mukha Svanasana, and we'll join the others. Inhale, let your left leg rise up. Let the left hip turn slightly down. Sacrum is even, hips are teed off. And then inhale, shine the leg up higher. Exhale, bend the knee, rotate open. Downward scorpion. Continue to breathe. Breathe in fully. Breathe out to cheetah. Piercing the navel in. Inhale, Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana, one-legged version. Inhale, scissor the legs higher. Exhale, rotate to the left, downward scorpion. Breathe in. Breathe out, cheetah. One more, inhale. Exhale, be here. Inhale, lift the left leg higher. Exhale, downward scorpion. Breathe in. Breathe out, cheetah. Inhale, plank this time. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to the up dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Next in breath, take the right foot, step it all the way fully to the top of the mat. Look out and head with your eyes. Sink the back knee. Inhale, take the arms up. Push down heavily through the right foot. Come to Anjaneyasana. From Anjaneyasana, exhale, lean back. Bring the hands down to the heart and sink the hips. Inhale, grow taller again. And exhale, twist to the right. Taking the left elbow to the outer portion of the thigh or knee. Rotating, glancing across the back shoulder. Exhale, release from the twist, plant the palms, curl the back toes, take it to plank. Feel free to take a vinyasa just to keep the body warm. Next in breath, left foot takes the lead. Look forward. Exhale, lower the back knee, shin foot. Inhale, pressurize the front foot. Climb up. Once you come to higher ground, be here. Lean back, sink the hips, hands to heart. Inhale, grow up away from gravity. Exhale, take the twist to the left, knee to the elbow, elbow to the knee. Dialing the heart towards the thumbs, glancing past the left shoulder. Exhale, unwind, plant the palms, curl the back toes under, step it to downward facing dog. From Adho Mukha Svanasana, power down through the palms, stretch back through the arms and spine. Keep the ribs kind of tucked in. The muscles active at the front of the legs, stretching to the back side of the legs. Allowing calmness to radiate within and without. On your next in-breath, step your left foot forward, bury the back heel down, keep the left hand on the shin, and then slowly open up to the right. Trikonasana, your triangle pose. As you press back through the hip, make sure you're not rounding through your side body. You're lengthening and opening the ribs. One more deep breath, triangle pose. As you exhale, glance down, lunge that knee, plant the palms, step it back, downward facing dog. From down dog, step your right foot forward. It doesn't have to go all the way between the hands. We're going to bury the back foot down. As we straighten the legs, the right hand slides up to the shin. It can be higher to the thigh or even teacup form, hand to hip. So whichever feels more ideal for you today, right? Be in the present moment to discern. Exhale, look down, lunge that front knee, plant the palms. If you want another vinyasa, feel free to seize the opportunity. And from holding your Adho Mukha Svanasana, take a large deep breath here. Spill it out. Look forward down the lane of your mat, bend the knees, hop the feet forward or step forward, one foot at a time, and take squats. As you're holding squat, just be here. Try not to get distracted through the visual stimulation around the room. Find one point to focus on. Something sedentary is better. Something that's unmoving, unchanging. All right, we're going to sink the fingertips towards the floor. We're going to start to elevate the hips, and we're going to turn the feet to face forward. Now from here, we're going to go into Parivrtta Uttanasana. So that's a kind of a rotation, a revolving action. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the hands over toward, and you may be just bringing the hands to the shin or calf. It may not release all the way to the ankle, foot, or floor. That's okay, you're still doing the pose. But we're gonna rotate over through the waist, through the abdomen, through the chest, to move the upper body in the direction of the left leg. Now, power down through the left foot so it's not pronating or supinating at all. It's completely anchored to the floor. And then I want you to focus on lifting and lengthening out of your side waist. Pretty intense, so make sure you're breathing. And you can hold that longer if you want, but we can also start to move across to the second side. So again, you're starting to draw the waistline, the abdomen, the chest over now towards the right leg. You're trying to lengthen equally out from your waist, out through the round of the pelvis. Trying to keep nice, long, extended lines through the side strips of the body. I noticed I started leaning back into the heel, so I started to rock forward back into the mound of the foot. Breathe here. And slowly come back to center. As you come back to center, take your hands to your hips. Start to keep the shoulders back. Draw up through the backside of the heart. Come all the way up to stand and bring the feet closer together. As you bring the feet closer together, this little movement here I learned from Saul David Ray. If you've ever practiced with him, you've probably done this as well. But the feet are separated just a bit so you can bend the knees. And what we're going to do is take the right hand up, and we're going to follow the gaze with the hand. And then when it circles back behind us, we're going to swoop down. And then we're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, swoop it down. One more. Left side. Last one. And then come back to stand. All right, I want to keep this a fairly short practice. So hopefully your muscles feel a little bit warmed up and we're ready to go into half moon. So instead of doing it with the flow, I thought I would do it in a more static way. Now I'm going to choose to keep my blocks on the wood floor. But when you're kind of measuring up for half moon, you want that block to be forward and to the outside of the pinky toe. Now what typically happens when we start to lean into the block, we destabilize the foot. Did you see how the foot rotated? That is the most common mistake that I see with this pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So once you have the block about a ruler's distance ahead, off to the left side of the foot, let's peel the foot off the floor except for the heel. Spread the toes, slowly lower down to its base, put a little lunge in the front knee. Lean into the block with the left hand. I wouldn't grip it. Just rest your palm there and then start to lift the back leg. From lifting the back leg, you can roll open to your right, shining the right hand skyward, pressing out again through the mound of the big toe and the heel of the foot. From Ardha Chandrasana, you have a choice to stay here. You also have a choice to see if you can find the foot behind your back. If you find the foot behind your back, you can go towards a similar half bow position that we did earlier on the knee. Pushing the foot into the hand, rolling the right shoulder back. I'm choosing to look down because I'm talking and I have two mats and it's really squishy. So it's helping me stay more grounded. But you can turn your gaze to the side or up. All right, as you exhale, you can slowly lower down, plant both feet, bend both knees, release and drape over. Slowly straighten out through your legs, slowly lift up through the upper half of the body, and then you can come all the way back up to stand. All right, now we're going to use that right block. We're going to stand on the right side. And you want that same type of measurement. And the reason why we wouldn't want the block directly in front of the foot, when we start to roll open, right, there's nowhere really to go. So this allows us to help us with that counterbalance. So peel the right foot off the floor, land on the heel, slowly drop down to the base, broadening the base of the foot, put a little soft bend in the knee, bring the hand down, slowly elevate your left leg. Gaze down as long as you need to. Open up to Ardha Chandrasana. Stay active in the floating foot and hand. And if you want to tag a hold of the foot, you can. If you want to open up into that half bow, I believe I've heard this pose called sugar cane. Remember to breathe. And when you're ready, you can release. When you release, bow over and down. And then bend your knees and drop into toe balance where you're elevating the heels. Thighs are more parallel to the floor. Maybe bringing the hands up overhead like we did in Parvantasana, seated mountain. Just for fun, if you want to land down to your fingertips, if you want to try to take your left leg out, you can. You can also do this with blocks. Leaning the hands into the blocks and then sending the other leg out. If you want to try to go towards a scale pose, You can dangle the feet and lower to the floor. When you lower to the floor, sit comfortably in a cross-legged style position. Lift to the crown of the head. Flip the palms open. Take a moment to just breathe. So if we are the character within our own life story, think about how we're all on the hero's journey. We all have to sometimes go through the dark night of the soul. And it's when we go into that darkness, into that underground type of world, that we really have the opportunity to transform and grow, even if one chapter ends and another one begins. We can become the hero of our story, and we can rewrite our story. One more deep breath. Now placing your hands to Anjali Mudra, we're going to do a little twisting kriya here. The arms are going to lift to goddess arms. As we inhale, twist left, exhale right. And it's pretty rapid. And we're going to add a mantra, Sat Nam. Sat on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam. Come to center. Release the hands to the left. Sat Nam. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. I am truth. Every character in every story is trying to discover their own truth and to live and speak their truth. Now we're going to take a moment to sit in meditation. Take the hands down to the lap and flip the hands open. I'd like you to bring the middle finger to the thumb for Shuni Mudra, which allows us to be more patient. Patience is what we need when we're going through lots of shifts and changes, and when we're needing to rewrite a piece of our story. Patience as we travel through the dark night of the soul. Patience when we're traveling with the winds of change. When my son was little and he would get antsy at restaurants waiting for food, I would teach him this mudra and I would say, sit in meditation and meditate on patience, and he would. Could be used at the airports when you have flight delays. It doesn't have to just be informal meditation at home, but let's close our eyes, holding the mudra in the hands, keeping the spine erect, staying within ourselves. Noticing how the breath is beginning to slow down. And maybe your mind has too. Maybe there's not as many thoughts rolling around. There's not as many clouds passing by in that beautiful blue sky if you're imagining it at your third eye. meditation that we're going to continue is using the fingers in these mudras. We're going to the index finger to the thumb, sa, middle finger to the thumb, ta, ring finger to the thumb, na, pinky finger to the thumb, na. Sata nama, 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 sata nama. And then come back to the mudra for patience. Satanama represents our birthing, our lives, our deaths, and our rebirths. Sit quietly for the next minute. Grace and gratitude for this present moment, for the practice that we've done together, for the theme that interwove it together. May we all seek and find our truth. May we all live and speak our truth. May we all understand we are the main character of our story, and our story can be rewritten. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let there be peace, peace everlasting.